Hi, Chucky. Hey, how you guys doing? So weird today. Seems like YouTube is so lag. What's happening? Uh, I'm still showing like just one viewer here. Hey, hi guys. How you guys doing? Okay. Hmm. Hi Lam. Hi Chucky. Hi Kita Journey. Hi Kendricks. Kendrick. Hi Rod. Hi Daniel. Hope you guys are doing well. 11 a.m. 11 p.m. Ah, okay. Now it's up. Oh, 11 people. Okay, the thing is because I just finished learning a video editing software. So it's quite complicated, but I managed to get through it somehow. I was uploading the last video for the song Crazy Love from Poco. You heard that one yet? You like it? Yeah, but after I upload, I discovered that there was some choppiness in the video, and it is not the first time. I had it happen to me on the Eagles. Take it easy, same thing. So I'm thinking like it could be the software. So I was just trying out another software, and apparently that did a trick, and it worked. And that software is much more complicated than the one I was using previously. So it was a challenge. It's all good. Got around that. All right, it's in the afternoon. I'm actually using DaVinci. DaVinci Resolve. I think it's Resolve 6. What is it? 6.1 or something like that. Let me see now. What is this? Yeah. Yeah, it's Resolve. DaVinci Resolve. Yeah. Hi, Harry. Chuck. What? It's actually the same version. It's just that I did something to the video. That is that jazz bass is a weird bass. You know, this is a. I have no idea. Okay, for the life of me, I have no idea where that bass is from. All I know is that the neck is graphite, and it's from this brand called Moses. The body, I have no idea what wood or whatever because it belonged to my friend Thomas, right? And it has EMG pickups that I know. It's an interesting backstory to this bass because I was on a mission trip with Thomas to Indonesia, if I'm not mistaken, and Thomas sometimes can get a bit nonchalant about his instrument. So he actually we flew there. We flew to Sarawak, and he didn't even have a hard case for the bass. He put it all into a soft case and just checked it in. And I was looking at him checking in. I'm going, like, what happened to the hard case? He says, no, the neck is made of graphite. I said, it's not about the neck. How about the rest of the body? But he didn't listen to me, so he checked it in. And thank God the base actually arrived. And went to Sarawak and back to Singapore in one piece. So I decided to, and that's a great base, because it's 4 string, it's easy to play. So I kind of like loaned it from him, and I never got it. He never got it back. It's what you call a hostage situation. Rod, what do you recommend for recording on a budget? Um, Rod, you gotta tell me what you need. What do you need? Do you have anything? Do you have a computer? Do you have what computer? PC, Mac, and what other things do you have? No, Guitar Journey. Yeah, and I am not using any Adobe products. Yeah, I don't seem to have. I don't know. It's just that I'm not really into Adobe products. So I'm using this DaVinci because it's free. So it has all kinds of updates. Great software. The learning curve is a bit steep, but yeah, you can get by. Yeah, so Chuck. Oh yeah, I like it. I like it. The EMG pickups are pretty interesting. It has a shelving sort of tone control, so I can actually bring up the bass end and the treble. So it's actually a two tone control with the high ends and the low. So it's really interesting. Yeah. Now I think, Ian, I believe Rod is asking whether, I mean, maybe he meant like the hardware part. I don't know. Oh, there you go. What do you recommend for recording a budget? What computer interface and software? Okay. There are many interfaces out there, Rod. The SSL came out with a really good interface, and I think that's that's something I would buy if I'm looking for an interface right now. But then again, are you a guitarist? If you're a guitarist, then you might want to get the Line 6 stuff, the UX2. I know it's a bit old, but I think they came out with a 2020 version, which I think is the same anyway. So basically, it comes with a software like an N farm. If you do not know what's an N farm, it's like a software where Line 6 put in a whole lot of stuff in it, like compressors, preamps, guitar amps, 2 amps, just like a Helix. You have all these various pedals and stuff, and you can actually use it with your UX2. So you can plug in a mic. There are 2 inputs. You can plug in a mic and a whatever, 2 mics, whatever, or two line in. It doesn't really matter, and it's pretty neat. I've been using it for years, really, literally years, until I decided to change to a well, a more professional interface. But that being said, the UX2 is already good enough because I've done countless of jobs with it. My bass I plug into there. The bass amp there is okay. It works. The guitar amps and everything. Yeah, but I think I liked it because of the preamps. Yeah, the preamps are really good. So you can plug in a mic and you can have all the compressors and preamps and EQs. Yeah. So that's a good software to get hardware to get if you don't want to spend too much, and it's really cheap. And the other alternative, of course, is the SSL, which I mentioned. The mere mention of the name SSL would mean that it's going to be expensive, right? Solid state logic. But no, apparently SSL released this interface at a very affordable price. So it's about 200 US, and it comes in with many software. It comes in with, if you're not mistaken, a Ableton That's a DAW, a simple DAW for you, and a couple other software like you have the vocal plugins, meaning you have all the preamps and strips for your vocal recording. So it's pretty cool. And it's a good package. You might want to check it out. I'm still waiting for the SSL people to get in touch with me because I wanted to kind of test out the plugins and what they have to offer, so I could make a real concise, a complete review of the unit. You have a PC and it play True Mesa Boogie amp, but I'm not in the band anymore. I would like to record. Yeah, that's cool. Or you can get the UX too. Hi John. Hi Tres Van Welcome. Talking about native. No, talking about interfaces. You have a Fostex, but that was a long time. I know you really like the Helix. A bit pricey unless you sell my Boogie. No, don't sell a Boogie. Keep your Boogie. No, I'm not talking about a Helix. I'm talking about the UX2. UX2 is really affordable, really cheap. Reaper is $60 for small businesses. There you go. That's a good, that's a good working DAW. Yes, John. HB CSC 24T or Ibanez? I can't answer that question because I don't have a Ibanez guitar. I haven't played on Ibanez guitar for years, So I wouldn't know how does it play. I don't know how I can compare that to the Harley Benton CST24. Guitar Journey. Hey John, do you have any tips on how to become a session musician in today's market? Is there plenty of jobs out there, or is it mostly for veterans that have been in the scene for a while? There is, but it's gotta be it has to be one of those situations where you need to get your name out there. Nowadays everybody's like doing recordings at home, so producers are recording at home, drummers are recording at home, for crying out loud, and so are guitarists and bassists, so everybody's recording their own home. So there's a niche in the market for session musicians in that arena. And then again, you had the studio cats who would just play in studios, and those are like production with budgets, and they would get all these musicians to be in the studio and have a go as a band, and that's the best way to record, mind you. But far in between because it costs a lot. I still believe that country music in Nashville, they still do that. They still record as a band. But maybe with the COVID-19, I don't think it's going to happen. Maybe it'll start happening, I don't know. But I would advise to get your name out there, play in bands, around your area, still where you're staying, play in a band, do performances, and let people know that, that you can play, let people know that you're available. At the same time, if there's any recordings from friends who wants to cut an album or anyone else, and probably you can start doing it for the start pro bono, and then start to charge, and then get your stuff out there so people can hear what you're all about. And it's not just for veterans. I think the veterans are also suffering. There's how the market is. As the generation gets older, the new generation comes out. The new generation doesn't want to work with the old farts. They want to work with people their own age. So it's like layer after layer. So that's what happens. Hi Timothy from Chicago. Chicago. Hi Kim. How are you, Kim? I think I'm still clever. I just told my wife I'm so proud of myself that I actually spent 2 hours learning Da Vinci and actually knowing what I was going after. So I'm really proud of myself. Yes, Rick. Hi, Chris. Morning. Oh, wow, cool. You're busy bee. You're a busy bee. No problem, Rod. No problem. So what have you been arranging, Chris? Is it for a jingle or a song? Hey, Ian, it's my pleasure because I don't believe in covering up with a thick coat of sugar. It is what it is right now because or you guys might know that the music industry is not what it was back then. Yeah. Kim, I would like to visit you in Denmark one day. This is one of the countries that I really want to visit. So I'll come and visit you, all right? Do you have windmills around your place? Hi, Tim. Hi, Tim. And say hi to Tina for me. Cool. Wow. Great. So these are what, Chris? Are these like musicals, or like, are those music shows, or what, serials? What are you doing? Hi, cats. California, dude. Which part of California, cats? Okay, cool. Because I found out the other day that I was playing to my last live stream. I was playing to a backing track, and when I watched that episode, I found out that I was playing by myself, and the backing track was so soft, it was like non-existent. So I just thought I'd try out this backing track and see whether you guys are hearing anything. Yeah. What's stopping you, Tim? You might be right. I don't know, Chris. Let me just check. No, it's the particle verb. Hehe. Fool you. Right, it's the particle verb. Yeah, Helix Native. It's in the Helix too. It's called particle verb. For some reason, YouTube is not letting me know how many people right now are on the chat. I have no way of checking. It's so weird. It's still showing one. What? Why? Hey, Smart, how are you? Sorry. You're from Singapore, right? Yeah. 23 people. 26. Thank you, RK. Thank you, MM. Okay, I'm gonna start refreshing my site. But if I get cut off, blame Ian. Blame Yan. All right, okay. I'm still on. Am I still on? Yes, I'm still on. Okay, 27. All right. I used to have one, Chris. I used to have a. What's that? Oh man, Joe Meeks. Yeah, I used to have a Joe Meeks, Joe Meek or Joe Meeks, compressor and a preamp. And then I have another one, which I gave away. Yeah, it was such a hassle because it kept failing on me. Yeah, noisy. Joe Meeks noisy. It is really noisy. Great compressor though, if you like the analog sound. Yeah, but as the production went more high tech, engineers were like complaining that there are hits and everything, so I kind of stopped using that. I had an Avalon somewhere along the line. Yeah, it was in the studio, but I never did saw it come back to me. I don't know why. Oh, I saw it away. Yeah, we saw it away. Yep. It's okay. It's okay. I've been like, I'm all screwed up in my whole sleep cycle anyway. Daniel? No, I don't know what gear Daniel has. Yeah, contrary to what you believe, I mean, I don't actually meet up with Daniel a whole lot. He's so busy, He's more busy. He's a very busy man. And then his two kids are, still young, so he has to play father and drive the kids all everywhere, and and we don't get to meet up as much as we want to. I forgot which Avalon is that. It's a compressor and preamp built into one. Yeah. Production style? Do they have a style? When I produce an album, it's mostly because of I will look at the singer involved, but there of course it's this what the singer can or cannot do is one thing. And the other thing is also because in the end whether my style of production fits him. Because if it does not fit him, then I would just tell him straight that that I won't be comfortable doing his album or her album. Yeah, I don't believe in doing a slipshod work, and if I don't believe in the artist, chances are the album will not come out really good. Hi, Gointa. I'm okay. I thought I was gonna get a flu, because the aircon is like the air conditioning is just blowing this way. So I thought I caught a chill, but I'm okay now. Yeah, probably need a shot of this bourbon, eh? Have you tried any golden guitar? Yes, I do have, Daniel. I do have two Godin guitars. Hi, Terry. Oh, that hits a spot. Oh. I have two Godin guitars. One is a multi-act, and I bought them way back in 1997, 96, I guess. These were one of the first batches that Godin came out with. Great guitars. I had a steel string and I bought a nylon, both in the same year. The nylon is still with me. The steel string I've sold it to someone because what happened was the design flaw of Godin was back then was that they had this PCB board, and then you had the battery compartment at the back, and it's just like on top of the PCB board. So what happened was there was this period where I wasn't touring a whole lot, and the guitar was in the storage, and I left my 9-volt battery in it. Yep, and it leaked. So the PCB board is shot, and there's no sound coming out from it. So I decided to sell it because I found out that in order to replace that PC board, it's going to cost me a bomb. So I decided to sell it away. But I kept the nylon string. The nylon string is still working fine. I did some modification to it though. Yep. It's old guitar, and I'll keep that. And if you guys are Singaporeans here, yeah, if you guys know the song "Jie Tuo," that was the song that I played on in the concert. So I won't be selling that anytime soon. Hi Terry, how are you? Mattia Galeon, the guitar player you grew up listening to. Um. Oh, grew up listening to. That's an interesting question, actually. Richie Blackmore, then. My first introduction to rock was Deep Purple, actually. Free, yeah, free, with the song "Wishing Well," right? And then came the Stormbringer album from Deep Purple, and then after that, the rest of it. So Richie Blackmore was the guitarist that I grew up with. But funnily enough, I think actually it wasn't all rock. I grew up with Uriah Heep, yeah, another rock group. I grew up with Led Zeppelin, yes, another rock group. I grew up with Rolling Stones, yes, another rock group. But there are a whole lot of pop music that I grew up with. Barry Manilow. I grew up with Barry Manilow. I used to listen to his song in the quiet of the night, and my mind would just wander because it's like all these love songs, England Dan and John Ford Coley and Stephen Bishop. I love Stephen Bishop. I absolutely adore his songwriting and his voice and his guitar playing. His acoustic guitar playing is like top notch, you know. Wait. Oh my good lord, you guys are so fast. I find 80s style is more wet with lots of reverb, but the 90s got more dry in the mix. Yeah, it's the way it is. In the 80s there's a whole lot of delays. Actually, more delays than reverb. And in the 90s, things got really dry. I know you said you're a country fan. Do you like bluegrass too? I love bluegrass, Chuck. I love Alison Krauss, and there's a couple of nice family style of bluegrass group on YouTube. You should check them out. They're really good, you know. Oh yeah. Yes, Kendricks. Watch a couple of your guitar reviews, and you like to change the string tree. Just want to know how does it affect or how does it help in your playing. All right, okay, I'll let you in on a secret. I had a phobia. I had a phobia because many years ago, there was this guitar that I had. I believe it's a Telecaster. It's a Japan-made Telecaster, and I was playing that guitar quite a bit. But somehow, or rather, I have no idea what happened. But the string tree got rusty, and it wasn't on the outside. If it's on the outside, I can see that it's rusty. It's rusted away, but it was in the inside. And for the life of me, when I was tuning my strings or doing bendings, I hear this clicking, and I thought it was my nut, but it wasn't my nut. It was something else, like the string catching. And then finally, I took out the string tree, and true enough, the string tree was rusty inside, on the inside. So that was a phobia that I always had, that rust would get into a metal string tree, and that's why I never trust them. I never did. And when Thomann, the guitars from Thomann, they came in with the Fusion Pro came in with the roller ones, and that was not so bad because you can actually see the string in contact with the rollers and whether the rollers are like rusty. But then I always opt for a non-metal string tree. So in this case, the Tusk string tree works. It works. I mean, it's for me. It could be a placebo effect. It could be some imagination going wild. But I thought it sounded better. But I may be wrong. But I just feel secure that there's no rust. Rust is not going to happen in that string tree, so I'm fine. Yeah. Hope that answered your question, Mr. Who. Adriano. Yeah, hi to you. How are you? Rick, do you use the 13-pin with a GR? No, I actually had a GR55. And yes, actually yeah, you're right. I actually used one with the Godin guitar. Yeah, it has a pickup, GK1, you're not mistaken. Yeah. Andy. Is there any product you recommend from Thomann that is Nobi friendly for polishing frets? On my new Ibanez, I have the scratchy feeling when I bought it new. Oh, Andy, you probably missed the video I did about yeah. You know what? Actually, that was actually a good product. Okay, this is a salesman in me, right? So I'm trying to sell you things. This is from Friend Music Nomad. Alright, so this is a fret polisher. You have a paste. You have 3 sizes of tools, and these are actually like you can slot your frets in it, and then use a paste, and it comes in with a cloth. You just kind of polish your frets, and you don't have to worry about this paste getting into your fretboard because it's easily wiped away. Now, of course, you don't have to spend this money because doesn't really. It's not really expensive, but if you don't want to spend that much money, you just get Autosol, AUTOSOL, and that would do just as good. But if you can find a shop that sells this will be great. These are great tools, and this set comes in with different fret sizes from the thin ones, the normal to medium jumbo to jumbo. Yeah. So, yeah, it's a great tool. I've been using this to polish my guitar frets. And this one tube will last you a long time because you don't have to use a lot. Yeah. So, you might want to check this out. Or buy these tools from AliExpress. They're really cheap. You can probably buy a set of this if you can. I don't know what it's called. And get Autosol. Autosol is cheap. Right? Yes, Rick. You know what? I was actually learning this song. Remember the old songs? Great song, this song. I know it's from Barry Manilow, but it's actually written by another guy. How does it go? Remember the old song. Da-da-dun-da. Hey, remember the old song. Dun, 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 dun. Da-da-da-da-da-da-da. I love this song, and I was thinking of doing a cover of this, so I learned the song, the chords, and that was from an old Barry Manilow. But it was written by Promes. What Promes? What's his name? David Promes. Yeah, great songwriter. You know, he wrote a couple of nice ballads. Deep Purple. Yeah, Deep Purple in rock. Yeah, all right. That was with Ian Gillan, I'm mistaken. You know, I didn't actually fancy Ian Gillan's voice. I actually prefer David Coverdale's voice. Yeah, I thought David Coverdale's have, and even Ian, what's the guy? Glenn Hugh, the bassist. He's got a killer voice. You know. Chuck. Oh, you sold liquor for 27 years? Oh man, is the shop still open, Chuck? Okay, Chuck, I want to ask you about Monkey Shoulder. Are they any good Monkey Shoulder? Are they good bourbon? Or rock? Do what? Do have your Martin? No, I kind of changed it to the Martin D35. So I gave I exchanged the Martin Street Master to get my D35. I can't afford two Martins. I'm not that rich. Told you I'm a pragmatic guy. I have a Carvin NS1. No, don't use the GR35 too much, although I love clarinet. You know why I use the guitar synthesizers for, Rick? I use it for like pads. So it has a different voicing from the way you play a keyboard. You know, you're doing pads, and I just play the guitar, so it has different voicing. So that was pretty interesting for me. Yeah, string pads, that's what I'm talking about. And is there? Okay, you answered that question. Is there any modern guitar innovation you like? I find the Evertune bridge to be a great innovation, and the tempered fret system. Whoa, man, you're way ahead of me, Ian. Jan, you're just way ahead of me. I'm pretty slow in this. I think the one of the newer products that I'm really impressed with is the Vega-Trem. Yeah, and he actually replied me, and I'm keeping in touch with him on WhatsApp. So he's a nice guy, Andre. He's a boss. He's a CEO of Vega-Trem. And he tells me that Spain is kind of like, not really recovering fully. So they're trying to get the Trem out to me as soon as possible. So I believe that Vega-Trem, I'm really quite impressed with it. Stephen Bishop, Rick, yeah, love him. His albums are so good because they have so many good musicians in it, and the fact is that a lot of times you have artists that have great musicians in their albums because the producer is a well-known guy, and you get all the top cats, and most times the musicians will kind of overshadow the artists. I've seen a lot of them, and you get Steve Lukather, Michael Landau, Jeff Porcaro, all this Lee Sklar and Mike Porcaro and all these killer people like David Foster and all that. Sometimes the musicians themselves will overshadow the artists, but not Stephen Bishop. Stephen Bishop somehow will retain that, his integrity. He retains his integrity as a songwriter, as a performer, and his musicianship. He's an awesome guy. Yeah, I'm a fan. Hi, Johnny Zombie. You snuck in, huh? I just started learning improvisation. 12 bars blue. It's very overwhelming to me. I limit myself to one box and start every chord changes with the root. Any tips for learning impro? Well, everybody starts doing 12 bars blues with. Oh, am I on? I don't know when am I on. I don't think I'm on. It's off. Everybody learns 12 bar blues with a pentatonic scale, So, and so you go. get to know the chord shapes of. We're talking basically just three chords, so you just get to know the chord shape. If you know the chord shape of A, this is the F shape of A. Looks like an F, right? So just by this chord shape alone, you can actually get by with improvisation in the key of A. Now this is an F shape for E, right? F shape for A, F shape for D. So basically you have A, D, E, right? So within this shape, you can actually do a whole lot of stuff. So you can just stick to your F shape in A for the whole duration and you won't go wrong. And you'll still be okay. Okay, this one you have to be careful. Okay, maybe for the E. Maybe next section is for the E because you can't actually stay in. You tend to go like a bit wonky, so it's best you just hit. Or just play another note. Hope that helps. Chord shapes. Chord shapes are really vital for any guitarist because this is where I always teach my students, like I'm giving you guys a free lesson. I should be charging you guys. Chord shapes are like a home base to come back to. So when you are soloing and everything, if you know your chord shapes of the chords that are involved in that song, then you're pretty safe. You won't. The chances of you going off tangent is very slim because you know where to come back to the bases, the prominent landmarks that you were talking about. And there are three chord shapes in every chord. There's the D shape, there is the A shape, and there's the F shape, which I just showed you. So every chord has three shapes, and they go in sequence. They actually go in sequence. So you have maybe the D shape, and then the A shape. No, sorry, the D shape, the A shape, right, and the F shape. It's always in sequence. I hope I'm making myself clear. So getting to know the chord shapes of the shapes of every chord is so important. So when you're doing a 12 bars blues, you are just dealing with three chords, A, D, and E. So knowing the shapes of all these three chords will really help you, right? The Isaacs are very good, yes. Speed King, Chinatown, Black Knight. Yeah, I grew up with all that. Adriano, yeah. Good to know. Good to know. Bene. Chucky, we have a huge bluegrass festival here in North Carolina called Merrily Fest. They get incredible amounts of acts to play. When you're touring US next time, maybe your band could play. No, my band ain't no bluegrass band. We don't play bluegrass at all. No, my band, no. They're basically a pop band, so no. I love bluegrass, I love to listen to bluegrass. I can't play bluegrass because, it takes another level of musicianship to play bluegrass well. Yeah. Friend Kid on Emerson is 25. Yeah, it's pretty steep, huh? Robert Plant was there a few years? Yeah, he was there with Alison Krauss, right? Yeah. Ron Chata. What's that, Daniel? What is Ron Chata? Rick, when you play by ear, is your reference the scale or each chord? The key. If I'm playing by ear, I would. The key is the first thing that I would go after because sometimes, certain songs will would change, like, from an A key, and then I don't know where the bridge comes in, and we jump to an E flat or something like that, which is real weird. So I take a mental note every time there is a weird part. Where is it going to? If from the key of A and this guy and the whole instrument jumps to E flat, then I know on that certain part of the bridge or certain part of the song that I'm gonna play in E flat, and that is what will get me, like, kind of like prepared to what I'm gonna do. A song is basically a journey. All right, I can't explain it any better. A song is just a journey, like, going to your destination, and the destination is the end of the song. And along the way, you need a map. You need, like, prominent landmarks to know where you're heading. Are you heading the right direction or not? So the chart is the map, but the knowledge of what key you are playing in, and like I said, the chord shapes and stuff, like, especially when you're doing a solo, that's very important. So you got to make use of all these tools that's around you, the charts, your knowledge, your familiarity with the key, with the fretboard, and these are very vital. Okay. Uh, I like how down to earth Robert Plant is. He seems to be discovering new genres. Oh yeah, it's cool. I find that, yeah, I find that the older cats are less intense, probably because of the drugs. Hi Tony, how are you? Hi Pascal. I'm fine. I'm fine. I look a bit tired, but I'm not. Yeah. I probably will be in a couple hours. Chuck, Monkey Shoulder is excellent. That's what I thought. Yeah, I'm gonna get my hands on one soon. Once the liquor shop opens. I'm not alcoholic, mind you. I just love nice, good bourbon. Yeah. Do you know and like Barclay James Harvest? Yes, I like them. It's a nice group. Chuck, a guitar general applies incredibly down to earth. Okay. Unknown guitarist. Greetings from Greece. Hello, how are you? Which part of Greece are you from? Daniel. Yeah, yeah, Daniel. That's Tony from Addicted to Gear. I'm going to be appearing, I guess, in his channel soon enough. Let you guys know. Uh, MTV. Johnny, thank you so much for the help, Jonathan. I appreciate your help. Don't mention it, Johnny. That's what this channel is all about. It's about helping, about helping people. What's your favorite pedal right now? Who are you asking, Tony? Asking me or the rest of the guys? I don't have a favorite pedal right now. I guess my favorite pedal is my Mesa Boogie, I guess. My V Twin. It's a big pedal. Have you tried Dobro for blues? No, not yet. Would love to, but I couldn't find a good Dobro. The ones from Harley Benton's. No, just eyeing on a good resonator, if I can. Yeah. Hey, Chuck, you're talking about Ronnie James Dio. He's my favorite rock vocalist of all time. Yeah. There are a couple of guys with incredible voices. Ronnie James Dio, Lou Gramm, incredible voice. Paul Rogers, David Coverdale, Glenn Hugh. Oh, okay, you can throw in a mix of Ian Gillan, And like again, I said, I don't really quite like his vocal, but okay, his attitude. Okay, we'll just give him that. His attitude is top class. A couple of guys, Eric Martin, right? Eric Martin is a great vocalist. These are all great rock vocalists. Oh, Rick, you're the one who. What's. You know what? I actually haven't pay any thought about the lyrics in Steely Dan song, because half the time I can't for the life of me catch what uh, Donald Fagen is singing about. Is there anything like really diabolical, like dark stuff? I don't know. All right, Pascal. Yes, I like Jason Mraz. I like the album where Beautiful Mess is from. Yeah, I love that album. The part of the reason why I like the album is because of the string arrangements. Yeah, the orchestral arrangement in the album. Great. Oh, yeah. Oh, me? Oh, okay. Well, I'm not using any amps, Tony. I'm actually keeping my Mesa Boogie V Twin for prosperity's sake. I love that pedal to death, so I won't be selling it. It's gonna be here, you know. Yes, Tony. I watched your review of Hardy Tally and going to buy one, but it takes days to register an account. Why? Why does it take days? Why would it take days to register an account on Toman? They they want to do business. They want your money. Why is it taking so long? All I know is that Toman is they've increased their the shipping price, the shipping charges, and a lot of shipments have been delayed because of the COVID-19 situation. Yeah, that's all I know about Toman. Pascal, I'm looking for a little amp for practice, Vox Mini amp for headphones. What do you think is better for me? How small are you talking about? How small are you talking about? Do you guys? Yeah, I like soldier figurines. This is from McFarlane, if I'm not mistaken. I have a couple of them lying around. Ah, damn. How small are you talking about? I have this amp here. Is this small enough? I did a review on this a couple of videos back. Yeah. Is this small enough? But it's loud. This thing is loud, and it can function as a computer speaker, so you can actually have it like left and right. Yeah. So something to look for. This is a Black Star. I'm not using this. This is like in my room. I don't know why is it in my room. Yeah. Okay. So. Okay, everybody's in place. All right, cool. Jethro Tull? No, 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 no. I wasn't really into Jethro Tull. Great band, I know. I know they're pretty big at the time. At that time. Mm. Frank Zappa. Yeah, yeah. Frank Zappa is crazy. I cannot listen to him for too long. Yeah, it's too deep for me. Mm. As it is, even Steve Vai. He's been so influenced by Frank Zappa. There are a couple albums that I didn't actually get from Steve Vai, even though I'm a big fan of his playing, because they were too somewhere. It's too deep for me. Yeah. But he's an intelligent guy, Frank Zappa. I saw this program that he did in what was it in one of the old shows where he was demonstrating and talking about how music can be derived from anywhere or from anything. That was pretty interesting. Oh, great! Yeah, yeah, Boston. Yeah, is he the Chuck? Is he the guy that sang Amanda? Whoa! Oh! You're talking about those small ones. Um, those are not. I don't call them amps. I call them like plugs. um, headphone amps, right? So yeah, they work. I actually bought one for my friend, a close friend of mine from Taiwan. And he came over and I bought him a set. Yeah, I tried. Yeah, it works, but it's not what a amp is. You know, but I don't know if you're looking for that for traveling, there are many options out there. Yeah. Yeah, I'm hearing a lot about this Spark amp, but have no idea how it sounds like. You okay, Rick. So I crawl like a viper through these suburban seas, make love to this woman, languid and bittersweet. I spend months leaning Deacon Blues. Oh, you're talking about the song Deacon Blues. Oh no. Oh, oh, that's the lyrics from the song Deacon Blues. But now I won't sing this. Uh so Rick, I gather you are a Christian like me, I guess, right? I used to have a collection of all the Led Zeppelin albums and Alan Parsons Project. Um, and in my early years as a Christian, we get all these pastors coming in, the spirit-filled pastors, and they will be preaching about Satanism in music, in popular music, and the usual thing. You guys probably hear all this, backmasking and all that, But look, I'm a musician, so I take it with a big grain of salt because, I mean, it's not easy to do backmasking deliberately. Although there was one example I heard which was really, really, and that was from a group called Ozark Mountain something Daredevil. Yeah, I think they actually they kind of deliberately did a backmasking there. But for the rest of the songs, I can't for the life think that they are serious. I don't know. Maybe when the day come when I get to meet Jesus, I'll ask him. But it's all this talk about satanic lyrics in rock music, and that's why I was so convicted at one time that I threw away my whole collection of Led Zeppelin, which I live to regret, which I got back, brought everything back again. So I have the entire collection of Led Zeppelin right now. And Alan Parsons Project. I love Alan Parsons Project because of the fact that it has orchestral elements in it, and the music is so very well orchestrated and written. And I love the guitarist that plays in Alan Parsons, Ian Brian Bainson. Yeah, great melodic guitarist. But again, the lyrical content is a bit disturbing, to say the least. There's certain elements to it, that are not really, they're really like, shady, but, you still give them the benefit of the doubt. And at that time, as a growing Christian, as a young Christian, better be safe than sorry. So I throw the whole collection away. That's it, But these days, I tend to be a little bit more careful with all this notion about backmasking and stuff like that because someone said something like someone said this. It says that if a guitar is a guitar, a song is a song, Hotel California is a song, and I don't think Don Henley and the rest of the guys in Eagles wrote it as a tribute to the devil. It's just that they were caught up in this whole devil thing, back in the 80s, in the late 70s, everybody was going to a devil, the devil's route. Rolling Stones have a goat head, and then this Black Sabbath, and Ozzy Osbourne was biting heads off bats. So we have all that. So I don't know. I mean, the lyrics are like, yeah, they're pretty dark, but they're not like satanic. So we have to be careful when we jump into conclusions as Christians. And as Christians, I believe we have, what the Bible says that God gave us a sound mind, not a spirit of fear. We don't have to fear everything, and a spirit of sound mind to discern what is right and wrong. So when I'm listening to a piece of music that is really dark, God will let me know. and I would just turn it off and not hear it. But so far, I've been listening to stuff from Eagles. I find nothing wrong with Eagles at all. I love Eagles. I love Poco, right? Oh yeah, I love his voice, Chuck. I love his voice. Mm. Nazareth, I love Nazareth. Hair the dog, yeah, love. I was a beautiful group, a wonderful group, even at that time. Hey John, I'm planning on studying music in autumn and still wondering if I should go there. I've been playing for over 10 years, but the school isn't that expensive, but worried about going into debt. Well, if I was sitting down with you, Jan, I would talk to you because I don't think you're that old, but I have no idea what is your financial situation. I was in the same situation when I was around your age. I couldn't afford to go to school. I wanted to go to GIT, couldn't afford it because my family is not that well to do, and my father was ailing in health. So I decided to just stay, just stay and be with my dad. But sadly, he passed on after that. I was supposed to go and join a group in Europe, but I asked him, and he told me not to go because he said that I might not be able to, I might not be able to see him. You know, I think he's got a premonition that he's gonna go. So I decided to stay, and true enough, a year later or a year and a half later, he passed on. So I wasn't given the opportunity to go to school. But if your financial or situation allows you to do it, and if you think you want to pursue music as a career, then I would advise you to really think hard about it. And if it's a possibility to go, then go. I mean, education is always good, especially you got to understand that there are many things you can do after you go to school. A lot of budding musicians would like to go to school to Berkeley and to MI and all that, hoping to become a someone like David Foster or a ranger, a top class guitarist or session. And then when they finish at school, they're left with no money, and they have to go back home. And back home, there's nothing for them to do. So that a lot of them end up teaching. A lot of them end up teaching, and these are guys who have just spent like 3 or 4 years in school, uh, haven't that much experiences in playing live, and there you are teaching the young ones. So there's one way to look at it. So that if it doesn't work out playing the band, you can always teach, and well, chances are you might be a great teacher. So that's good, and you can still play. You can still play, and with the immense knowledge gathered in school, you're able to do all that stuff. And God knows, I mean, who knows? Maybe you're given a chance to play in the studio and be an arranger, right? Like Chris here. I wonder where Chris is still around, or is he sleeping right now? So Chris is from the Philippines, so he works as a ranger, and he does jingles and stuff like that. And he's a great guitarist, so you can get by with that. There's this opportunity there for you. But versus to the fact, like me, guys like me who has no education, it's just pure. I wouldn't say luck. It's just pure blessing from God that I'm able to do the things I did, and learned in the process. Yeah. So something to think about, Ian. Don't rush yourself, unless the school is going to start soon. Right. Hope this helped. Ah, Terry. Really? Ian Bainson is from Pilot? No way. Mr. Atkinson, are you really sure about this? That Ian Bainson was from the band Pilot? Because Pilot is one of my favorite groups when I was growing up. January. Oh, 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 know it's magic, you know. Beautiful sounds, you know. Oh man, well, I gotta do this research for this. Thank you, Terry. You're welcome, Rick. Isaac, have you checked Yamaha's ERG one? No, I have not. Sorry, Isaac. What's back masking? Back, BACK. Where, well, the thing is that they were saying that Hotel California has a portion where supposedly the band Eagles was paying tribute to Satan, and you can only hear it when you play the record, the vinyl record backwards. So that's back masking. I heard it. It didn't sound like it was deliberate. It didn't sound like it was deliberate. And I heard the ones in Stairway to Heaven too. As you might know, Stairway to Heaven is totally banned not only in music shops or guitar shops, but in churches as well. Adreno, but for the spouse M1, even those, yes. Mm. Thin Lizzy, love Thin Lizzy. I didn't follow a lot of their albums though. I heard a couple of songs. They're real rockin'. They're a rockin' band. Choplin. No, I listened to UFO before. Um, well, these are some of the bands that I listened briefly, because like I was telling you guys, I was buying albums to the left and to the right because they were so cheap because they were all pirated, bootleg, right? So they were in the form of cassette, and they cost US like maybe about 70 cents to $1. And I would buy like these cassettes, just buying them bulk, and bring them home and just listen to each. And it was like a joy for me, like taking out each album and trying out. And I've heard of UFO. Yeah, I like the band. The Germans, they have this beautiful recordings of rock bands. Even back then, they have wonderful technology of recording, and everything is so hi-fi. But it doesn't really match a hard rock band like UFO. But then again, I always admire the recording techniques of the Germans back then. Yeah, Michael Schenker, great guitarist. Guitar journey. If you Ian, if Ian, if you want to improve your technique and become a better player, then get a teacher to teach you. If to go to school, provided what school you're in, because if it's not a good school, then don't waste your time. But if it's a good school, then go for it, because the school will teach you history of music, which is so vital, and many other things. So how to read, how to write, how to arrange. Yeah, all good stuff. Daniel, thanks for that, Jonathan. I was also looking from changing career paths to become a music teacher. Mm. Be a good teacher, Daniel. The market is saturated with teachers that are not teachers. I have a lot of students who came through the years, who spent like years in the music school, and when I found out what they know, it's like, it's horrendous. A lot of teachers are just not doing their work. I don't blame them, because they work for a company, they get paid every month. So, if you're not born to teach, teaching is a passion, just like music. Yeah. All right. All right. Thank you, Mr. Atkinson. Thank you for that. Oh, that's good to know. Okay. Great. Ian Benson is a great guitarist. So melodious. Yeah, so melodious. Mui Mui, Mui Mui. No, I do not know her. Well, you know what? I recently discovered this Japanese girl called Yokoso. Well, she's like what 11 years old right now. Great drummer, killer. She's so young, but she rocks with the rest of the best. You know, it's like crazy. Go check her out, Yokoso. Thank you, Adriano. Yeah, they're getting better, younger. You know, at a younger age than us. Put us all to shame. I had a couple of friends who did some live streaming at a venue, or a saxophonist and a guitarist, Sebastian, who played with me in my recent gig. So they were having a live streaming done in a venue or a community center, but they were like 6 feet more apart, and they were just doing this live thing, just a saxophone. And it's incredible guitarist, you know, and a wonderful saxophonist. So it was a great show. You know, it was streamed live in Facebook, and yeah, it felt good because a whole lot of musicians just kind of tune in into Facebook just to watch two of our colleagues or comrades, you know, are having the time of their life and entertaining. So that was what we wanted to do, you know, to perform. But sadly, because of the situation right now, we are not able to do that. But you know, it's always good to see two of our members, you know, doing that live, and it's great. You know, it's a great feeling. Yeah. Gary, why are Harley Benton's guitars so good? I bought a real cheap ST70 and it sounds great. It sounds great because they are. Well, I think the thing is that um, they are well thought out. Okay, they're well designed. So you can put that German aspect to it, you know, the German technology or German know-how into designing a great guitar. But I don't think that has anything to do with it. I think if you notice the Harley Benton guitars, they are more or less quite the same. Like the Fusion Pros will be designed around the same. Most of them have the same radius. You know, most of them will have the same components for the nut and for the frets. You know, all stainless steel anyway for Fusion Pros, and same pickups and everything. The only thing that's changed or varies are the shapes. And I guess they have stuck to a formula which define, okay, this is good, this is comfortable for most player, and we'll stick by it. So that's why it's comfortable to play with. And I think comfortability and playability is the number one aspect that every guitarist is looking for. And a lot of young guitarists have no idea what a good pickup should sound like. You know, how does a guitar respond? So when they pick up a guitar, they feel comfortable with it and say, "Oh, this is a guitar," and that's what struck me the first time I bought my first Harley Benton, which is a CST 24. What struck me was the how comfortable the neck sat, and the next thing that struck me was how good it sounded like, and the third thing that struck me was how heavy it was, so heavy, but everything works. You know, the tremolo arm works. It didn't go out of tune. You know, everything was cool. So, and that's what caught my eye, caught my my fascination of Hardy Benton guitars, and the journey down the wormhole. Do I prefer CDs or LPs? You know what? I prefer CDs because vinyl records always have this problem when it gets dirty. You have all the pops and cracks and whatever, and I don't like that. Although you can argue the fact that the vinyl records sound a little bit more warmer, in fact, a lot more warmer than a CD player. But I think the CD is a great replacement for the vinyl records because you don't hear pops and whatever. But CDs have a shelf life of 10 over years, if I'm not mistaken. And after that, mold, especially in Singapore, with such humidity, mold will start to form and that will render the CD useless. I've thrown away a whole bunch of CDs because they're not playable, right? But compared to CDs to MP3s, CDs anytime, MP3s sucks. Maybe the FLAC, the FLAC format, that's really good. But once you convert it down to the highest bit rate that MP3 can offer, which is 320, right, kps, it still cannot be compared to a CD. Yeah. Brick shred cabbage nut guitars. I mean, all are great shadows. I don't like listening to music that doesn't have enough bass and melodic. Uh, yeah, I mean, that's what music is all about. But I love. Guthrie Govan is one of the guitarists that I actually listen to him. I actually do listen to him because he's such a phenomenal player. And not only that, he plays with taste. And he can do all the slow passages if he wants to. He's not just a shredder, he's a very musical guitarist. And that's why I liked him a lot. Compared to the other guys, who just, look at me, man, how fast I can play. Or, Guthrie Govan is very tasty. And that's why I like his playing. He's like Steve Vai. Steve Vai is an incredible soulful player, but he can shred with the best of them. So is the other Steve Lukather. Uh, it's a double-edged thing because sometimes guitarists like me who can play real fast will say, "Oh, I think I'll play the slower ones, the slower notes, the more soulful notes. Who need guitarists that shred 1,000 notes a minute, you know?" But no, I think it's not that. I think music has a white canvas, and you can paint many colors and many strokes on it. Some with staccato notes, some with long strokes. It's totally dependent on what you are trying to go after, right? I just can't listen to hardcore jazz. That I can't dig. I just cannot absorb it. Right? Stuff from Chick Corea. No, I haven't tried any Chinese pickups. Nope. Tony, I was looking for a modern Tele that is Fender Japan modern series, but it's just too expensive for me for a Fender as I'm an Ibanez guy. So you're an Ibanez guy, you'll probably stick with an Ibanez guitar because the Ibanez neck is so thin that once you're stuck in an Ibanez guitar, it's really hard for you to go to a thicker neck, like the ones from Fender or from the other brands like G&L or whatever. So you're probably stuck with Ibanez for the rest of your life unless you break free and try and borrow a guitar from your friend, and spend some time with it and not just give it up so fast. You'll probably find that the thicker neck is something else. Yeah, tonal wise as well as in playing, right? uh, I paid 7K for a custom Tele and Strat. My go-to guitar now is a made in Japan Strat I paid $800 for. See? No, Pascal, I do not know. I know about the group Blackfoot, but Blackfoot Highway Sound, no. Hi, Ram. How are you? Haven't seen you around for a long time. How you been doing? All good? Do I bend from my wrists or fingers? Both, I guess. Yeah, both. You have to do both because you just can't bend from your fingers unless you have real like long fingers. You know, you need this whole twist. You know, Kevin, can you give me advice on how to compose music? How to compose music? My first advice would be to listen to a whole lot of music. Absorb all the melodies that you are able to absorb, melodies that you like. Certain melodies that are strange, but you find strangely addictive or strangely fascinating. Absorb, absorb all those too. Listen to melodies in every aspect of music. You know, not just the main melodies. You know, listen to the melodies that has been created by the other instruments. I particularly like the melodies that are created from a string section. Like I like John Williams' film score because they have so many melodies in it, and they're also interesting. Ranging from Jaws to Raiders of the Lost Ark to Star Wars or whatever, you know, they have real nice melodies in it. And John Williams is one of the most prolific composers of all time. So don't just listen to a pop song because you can only get by. You just can only get by with just that. Listen to other stuff, and once you have all this information coming in, and depending on your proficiency in your instrument, then you are able to kind of like sit down and really like sit down and kind of like plan out a 4 bar thing, for example. Don't be too ambitious. If you can do an 8 bar things, praise God, you know, go for it. But if you can just handle 4 bar, just do a 4 bar thing, you know, and just compose lines by lines by lines. There is a songwriter here by the name of Dick Lee in Singapore, and he shared that he used to write songs in the middle of the night, and then he'll just wake up and just write down, and then he'll go back to sleep. And the next day he'll wake up, and then he won't throw the paper away. Maybe around lunch or breakfast, he'll write another melody line. And you just like snippets of melodies everywhere. And then after you have a collection of this, after a couple of weeks, he will just gather all these pages together and try to compose a song from the melodies that's been written. And that's pretty much it, you know. And he's got great melodic sense, Dick. And I guess some people write that way, you know. I used to, for me, I never have, I did, but not in like 4 bar lines or 8 bar lines. I mostly write in like, you know, in verse. I'll probably write a verse and then probably I'll just lay it off, you know, for a week or maybe a month, and I'll come back to it again and I'll write the chorus separately. So this is what I do last time. But most of the times, my best songs are the ones that I've written at one go. Meaning I'll sit down and I say, okay, I'm going to write a song. I'm just going to write a song, and I wrote the song at one go. And these are the best songs that I've written. Yeah. Ram, what are you talking about? You're sorry for the what of your life? What? Okay, Rick. When I improvise a solo, I don't make music. I allow the music to happen. Um, yeah, I know. Sometimes, yeah, that might happen because then it's dependent on your emotional state. right? So if you're in a bad emotional state, then I don't know what sort of music you churn out if you're in a bad emotional state, because if that's the way that you're gonna do it, or there is a certain spiritual element to making music, because we're not talking about God here. I'm talking about a awareness of what you're gonna do when you set up your mind to make a piece of music. You know, like you're welcome, Kevin. Like for example, when I was doing this cover of Poco Crazy Love, I just heard the song because my wife was cooking in the kitchen, and she had a radio on, and the song came on. I go, wow, that's an old song that I haven't heard in a long time. And I said, okay, this is one of my favorite songs, so I'm gonna do a cover. But when I sat down and kind of analyzed that piece of music, it was so simple, just three chords. Three chords. One chord is a F major 7, right? And it's crazy, just three chords. And Rusty Young has the ability to create this piece of music that is so so interesting and so addictive. And I sat down, and when I was doing the cover, it had to be in a frame of mind to know that, okay, I'm going to do a cover, or more or less a tribute to what Rusty Young has created many years ago. And to sit down there and she do the harmonies, the chords, the drum programming or whatnot. It's a conscious effort, okay, in many ways. It's just a conscious effort to kind of like do this and do this well. So this is me making music, and not letting the music happen, because it doesn't work like that. But when I'm improvising a solo, it's the same concept, because the music is there. So I'm just putting something into it, and it's a conscious effort, and it's a really conscious effort, because you need to put some strength into it, because sometimes you get distracted a whole lot, and you so easily get distracted, because there are many things that can happen. There are many times when I'm doing a solo, in a session, or in one of the videos, whatever. I'm just attempting this solo. Camera is on, or either the camera is on, or in the studio the tape is on, and you are going to do the studio. And halfway along the way, you think about chicken rice, or you're thinking about coffee, and just that mere thought for a millisecond will just throw you off, and then you go make the same mistake again, and again another take, and that's how it is, because our minds are so, especially when you're tired. When I'm spending like a whole lot of time in that particular solo, and you get tired, and you don't want to rest, because you're afraid that I'm afraid that if I take a break, go to the toilet, take a leak, and by the time I come back, I will not retain the same feel. So, yeah, it's always a constant struggle for me. Tony, I have a DIY tally with Richie Kozen, the master pickup set installed, but the intonation go crazy after 51st, so I want to buy a better tally. You know what? You shouldn't. You should just bring your Tony. You should just bring a guitar to the guitar shop. To someone who's good at repairing a luthier. Or it could be just a simple case of a fret not being even. Some intonation that needs to be done. Yeah. Right, Rick. Take care. Fox News. Oh, you're still watching that channel? Yes, Kevin. I'm from Singapore. Yeah, you're welcome. Oh, cool. She's from Nanning. Great. Been there. Yes. Yes. Been simple, like, don't have to be too complicated. Life is already complicated as it is. I don't think music, like, a listener would appreciate the fact that, I come to a joint or a concert, or I buy a piece of music, and I want to be enjoying the music, and not be be more complicated and be more puzzled, by the music that I'm hearing. Hey, hi Ian. Hey, yeah. You snuck in again, huh? I didn't see you coming in. Yes, I have a couple of New Sean's instrumental albums. Really great. He's a soulful player. Yeah. Tarun, Chuck, Short Harry, Chot Harry. Where you from, Tarun? Not like Mara, but just one. You got an interesting name there. I actually shared it earlier on about our chord shapes. Yeah, chord shape is it's a good okay. It's a good way to kind of like know your way around. Yeah, maybe you can rewind later on and just take a look at it. Just lurking. Yeah, from New Delhi. Yay. Okay. I like complex music, but I also like the simplicity. They both have their own functions and purposes. Yes, they do. They do. I can listen to ABBA all day. You know who's my favorite female singer? Okay, Okay, you guys tell me who are your favorite female singers, and I'll tell you a story about my favorite female singer. Yes, Ian, you're right. You're right. You're totally right. Oh, okay. Here it comes. Okay. Aretha Franklin. Yep. Yeah, she left us last year, right? Dusty Springfield. Beautiful. Come on. More. Beth Hart. Never heard of her. Beth Hart. Uh, Kate Bush. Oh yeah, cool. Oh, that's not surprising, coming from you, Ian. What else? Any more? That's all. I have 27 people here, but let me know who are your favorite female singers. Tatjana from Ginger Morgan. Natalia. Oh, where are these guys? Where are these girls from? Natalia Lafourcade. So many more. Shirley Bessie. Hi, Dennis. You're here. So you're like Ian lurking around. Pat Benetta. Yes. Shirley Bessie. Karen Carpenter. Good. Great. Where else? Okay. You don't have any, Daniel. Shame on you. Etta James. That goes way back, right? Bonnie Wright. Yeah. There's Dan. Jana is from Ukraine. Morgan, Spain, and Natalia from Mexico. Mexico. Tommy Terra. Who is this Tammy Terrell, Johnny? See, there's a whole lot of them I do not know. That's why I'm asking you guys. I know a lot of them, but Ella Fitzgerald, Gladys Knight, Diana Krall, Ricky Lee Jones. I love Ricky Lee Jones. Janis Joplin, yes. Aretha Franklin. And so many great ones. I have a female singer that my all-time favorite female singer. Yeah, I'll tell it to you. I'll let you guys know who she is. Any more? That's all you have? Katie Lang. Love her. Constant craving. Joanna Connor. Wow. All the singers that sang, that Dick's talking about Dionne Warwick and all that, right? Okay. She's a Motown singer. Ain't no. Oh, really? Who? Really? You're talking about Tammy Terrell. Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. Now I heard of it. Yeah. Okay. I know. Now I know. I know. Now I know, Johnny. I know who you're talking about. Lynn Ronstadt. Great choice. Aima from Japan. You like Misa, Tony? Do you like Misa? Misa from Japan. There's another one. Therese Van Volkum, Bret Hart, same as you, right? Same choice as you, Tarun. No, you don't name every female or singer. Just your favorite, your most favorite of all singers, of all female singers. You don't name everyone. When someone asks you who is your favorite singer, who is your favorite female singer, which is the name that pop out in their head, straight. First name that pop out in their head. That's the name they're gonna put here. No, not at all, Rick. It's great to know. Tom Adair. Okay. It's your dad, Rick. Cool. You have a cool dad. So how was he, when you were young? Was he really influential in your? Did he influence you in music when you were growing up? Okay. Bye, Gary. Right, see you. Okay, I'm gonna call it a night. But before I go, I'll let you guys know who is my favorite all-time female singer. My favorite all-time female singer is Olivia Newton-John. Yeah, Olivia Newton-John. And you go, "Oh, John, you're such a wimp," right? Now listen me out, okay? So Olivia Newton-John is this cute babe, okay? She's got these eyes. Oh man, I had a crush on her when I was like 15 or 13. And there was this album cover where she appears out of the water, and oh man, that's the stuff that dreams of my puberty, right? A gorgeous woman, and her voice. It's her voice that got me. She has amazing range, great singer, and all rounder package. And then when she came out with the song "Physical," that is with Steve Lukather on the guitar himself, I just remain a fan of her to today. On the second one is Linda Ronstadt. You guys just said it, yeah, Linda Ronstadt. So yeah, so that's my. Oh really, Adriano? Yeah, I love her. Yeah, she's just such a babe, and she still is a babe, although she's getting on age, but she's still a babe. Um, the third one would be what's this girl from? What's her name? Okay, for the life of me, I can't remember her name. She's a country artist, and it's not Dolly Parton. My favorite female guitarist, Bonnie Raitt. That's it. Oh yeah, Rick. You know the song "Have You Ever Been Mellow" is always on my playlist every time I go cycling, even when I was driving in my car. It was always on my playlist, and I would like loop it. The instrumentation is like crazy, and that melody, it's like that song. Have you ever been mellow? And there's another one. Um, Don't Stop Believing. Ah, great songs. These are the two of my absolute favorite Olivia Newton-John songs. Yeah. Oh, you mean you didn't know, Johnny? That was Steve Lukather on Physical. Yeah. You know what? You should catch the Olivia Newton-John's concert. She did a concert in the '80s, mistaken, and it had a whole bunch of guys. It had Carlo Vegas on drums. You had Abe Lebro or no, Pop Wells on bass. Had Buzz Ferguson on guitar, Michael Landau on guitar, and what's it? Tom Scott, right? Who's the music director? And killer concert, killer concert. And as most concerts back then in the '80s, it was poorly lit, and so it was a bit dark on stage, but incredible show. And Michael Landau actually played the solo for Physical in that concert, but the original guitarist is Steve Lukather. Yeah, go and check it out. Olivia Newton-John's concert in LA. I think it's about 1980. I don't know, 80, 84, 85. Yeah. Hi, Andrew. Yes, Sheryl Crow. I like her. But she's not, really a guitarist. She's more like a singer-songwriter. Mm. Yes, Tris. I heard the song, Party in Simon's Pants. You guys should check out an album by Terry DeSario. Right? Terry DeSario. Uh, The album was released, I think, in 1983, 84. Uh, if you can check it out under Spotify, you won't regret it. If you guys are guitarists, you won't regret it. The album name is Caught. Okay, I'm gonna type down her name. Hi, Daniel. Yes, Daniel, I am. I am based in Singapore. Thank you, Rick, for that verse. Are you Singaporean, Daniel? Yeah, Johnny, go do that. You won't regret. The album is an album to listen to. Great songs, okay? Probably do not know much about Terry Rizzo except for some disco songs in the past, but that album is a kick-ass album. Features a whole lot of guitarists. I won't mention who are the guitarists, but you let me know when you hear it, okay? On the next live stream, you just let me know who you can identify in the album, and I'll tell you whether you guys had it right or wrong. Will you ever get a super chat thing going on in the channel, John? I don't know how it works because I don't. You want me to do that because I already have I don't know. I'll do some research. Are we ever but Spotify only had Dream One. Oh, too bad. Are okay. Mm, I'm not mistaken whether iTunes have that album in iTunes. If it has, and if you guys like guitars, if you like incredible solos from Michael Landau and Steve Lukather, or that genre, it's an album that is worth buying. Trust me, right? Oh, okay, Daniel. Okay, Johnny, good for you. Great album, innit? Yeah. No, Carlton didn't play on it. Carlton didn't play on it. Yeah, you got part of it right. Lukather was in the album, in the album Caught. Yeah, a couple more guys. Great guitarists and great album. I played that album to, I actually wore down the vinyl of the album, and then when it wasn't available for CD for the longest time, and I was like hoping that it will be released on CD, and I always check Amazon and Amazon for the release, and finally it was being released, and I grabbed and rushed in and bought the album, yeah, with CD. I mean, okay, guys, I gotta go. It's what? It's getting late, and I know it's 3 a.m. That's not too bad, is it? It's almost 2 hours now. What? What do you ask me, Ian? What do I think of Brian May as a player? Um, I think Brian May is he's like Brian May's playing he's a well thought out player. It's not the parts that he does for the music of Queen. It's really intricate, and he's one of my favorite guitar players because he doesn't play like it's not a shredder, but every part that he played, it's incredible. And it makes the parts that he plays, the guitar parts that he present to the album, it makes sense. It's not just there to show off. Hey, I'm Brian May. I can play guitar. No, everything like or from Bohemian Rhapsody to some of the more intricate songs like Tie a Mother Down and all this. And what what bicycle? What bicycle? What rider bicycle? Fat bottom girls. You know. Oh, that's one song that I want to do actually. Yeah. Anyway, so this is like, is Brian May has this talent to plan out all these guitar parts in a very orchestral format, and every part of it is like, really nice, and I love the way that he does it, and because Queen is so into the harmony and the sound on sound thing, the layering and stuff, so it works, so it makes sense. Hi, Dwight. So a couple of guys have been sneaking in. Yeah. Oh wow, you're going back to work on Tuesday. Oh, cool. Ain't it Tuesday now? You mean next Tuesday? It's what? It's Wednesday now, right? Bicycle race? Yeah. Bicycle. Mm. Okay, Johnny. You let me know, huh? Let me know. Try to get an album. It's a great album to get, and go check out that concert I was telling you about. See if you can catch it. Maybe just do a search on Olivia Newton-John and then just put their concert. Right. So, my fellow guitarists, thank you for keeping me company tonight. Yes. Yes. Oh, okay. Next week, right? Yeah. Hey, Dwight. I know that you're going back to work. That just be safe. All right. Be safe. Don't take risk. I know everything seems to be normal right now, but yeah. Yeah. Hi, Todd. Good night, Kim. I can't find you in Denmark. Right, Daniel. Right, guys. Ciao. Good night. I'll probably see you guys on the next stream on Sunday. Um, I think I'll be doing a stream with Tony from Addicted to Gear. So I may put down a notice as I get them, because I'm just waiting for Tony to pass it to me. And once I have it, I'll just post it in the community post and let you guys know what's the timing for that live stream that me and him will be doing. All right, you guys take care.